Silver City's a really cool trail town, one of my favorites. The downtown area is really nice. I didn't end up staying there this time. The hostel, that was really nice. Stayed at last year, closed this year. But if I had more time, definitely spend some time downtown. It's yeah, one of my favorite trail towns, and now it's a 12-mile road walk out of town. So that's fun. That's Burrow Mountain. Be up there tonight, camp up there somewhere. Go over, and that's the last big climb on the whole trail. Finally back on a trail. Show you what I did on my map. So that's Silver City. That's where I was this morning. And the official red line goes all the way around here. That's 12 miles of highway walking. And then you go, this is trail down into here. So what I did was just follow this highway down another 12 miles and then got onto a dirt road all the way out here, and now I'm on Dead Man Canyon. Here it is. Yeah, Dead Man Canyon trail, and that'll bring me back up to the official trail. It's fun figuring out your own route. Yeah, it just doesn't make much sense to do all that stuff to the west, especially because that trail, that direction, did that last year. It's not that interesting. So if I'm gonna have to do 12 miles of highway road walking, I'll do the more direct route. And then it's kind of a fun little adventure because you're not sure what you'll find. Sometimes the trails that show up on a map aren't really there, or they're not maintained. So yeah, just a little bit of the unknown. And it's nice to that'd probably save me 5 or 6 hours. Big difference there. Back on trail. It's the top of Burrow Mountain, and that's Lordsburg in the distance. So my schedule for the last few weeks, I've been getting to camp around 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and then I'm not getting up the next morning until sun rises, and really not out of my tent and packed up until about an hour or so after the sun is up, because it's super cold right there at dawn, and I figure it's easier to walk a little bit further in the dark rather than trying to get up in the coldest part of the day. And I've never been a morning person, and that's worked out pretty well. I've gotten a lot of sleep. I've actually caught up a lot on my sleep in the last month, getting like 10 hours plus every night, which is nice. And then it's so flat here in New Mexico, you can still make 30 miles doing about 12 hours a day. Goal today was to get into Lordsburg before it got dark. Lordsburg is not the kind of place you want to be in, walking around by yourself after dark. So I'll just barely make it there, I think. Yeah, just all in New Mexico, unfortunately, really impoverished. They have massive drug problem. That's why there's all those aggressive dogs, because people keep them to protect their property. And yeah, especially if you go to a big city like Albuquerque, It's like the zombie apocalypse over there. Just a bunch of people on opiates and really sad, and also can be very dangerous if you're not at the right place. So yeah, these kind of places, try and plan your routes so that you're not on the road and in the going through town when it's dark and you're more vulnerable. Hiking out of Lordsburg. It is the last 83 miles, 2.5 days, and I will be done with this whole thing. Time is pretty strange. Just felt like no time has passed at all, and also multiple lifetimes along this trail. Definitely does feel like my whole world is hiking and there's nothing else. I'm pretty ready to finish. Just to stop having to walk every day. Eat some healthy food. Get my body normal again. Let's count how many times I lose the trail this stretch. Just lost it once, found it back. Because, yeah, you're just kind of wandering around in the desert, and they have the signposts up. So if you see one of those, you can orient that way, but otherwise, not much trail. And I'm off trail again. Just nothing. Really nice day today. It's high in the mid 60s. Did I lose the trail again? So I've lost the trail like a dozen times now already. It just kind of peters out. So like there will be trail and then it'll just be gone. So whatever. But yeah, great weather. Mid 60s. It's gonna be even warmer tomorrow and then hit 70 on Friday. Okay, so here's a marker, so there should be trail here, but there is absolutely nothing. So there's these water cache boxes every 10 to 20 miles down here. Pretty helpful, because otherwise it would be some really long water carries. You never know. There's stock tanks and whatnot, but the quality can be pretty questionable, and then you never know when they're going to be dry. It's easy to lose the trail in these washes, but thankfully I can see the sign up there. And yeah, see the trail here, but lose the trail a lot in the wash. The biggest mistake is following the wash itself. The trail is almost never in the wash. Maybe just for a little bit, but you're never gonna want to follow the wash. That will be the wrong direction. Wow, this is really good clear water inside a giant tire. Super nice day today. I totally comfortable just in my shirt and my shorts. Probably haven't had a day like this where I can just hang out without a bunch of layers on since September. So this is nice. The last sunset of the year from trail. It's wild. The last night. And I'll be done tomorrow. I think ultimately this is just a nice confirmation that I'm on the right path, because it's like ultimately what are you after? And it's just peace. You know, you just want to be at peace and be okay, and you can't control external reality, so the only thing you can work on is your mind and taking all those lessons and applying it on a year like this. Like, now that I'm thinking back to it, like, there's so many days where I was like wet or cold and wet, you know, hungry, tired. Summer was so hot. PCT was just incredibly hot. And then snow again and ice, and so yeah, looking back, like, there's a lot of challenges this year, but it doesn't feel, you know, because in the moment of each of those moments, you know, if you're just there and present, it's not overwhelming. All you have to do is understand that it will pass and feel whatever I'm feeling, and I have to react to it, and that's what you do, and you get through it, and then you get to town and get to shower and eat and reset and do it again. So yeah, this year has been a nice proving ground that these practices really do work. And it's just simple being aware of what's going on internally in my body, emotionally, and then being equanimous with it, not reacting, and understanding that it will pass, and then you just keep at it, because that's the thing that makes you quit. Is like, if you're in the snow thinking about how can you possibly do another couple months of this if you're so miserable or cold or whatever today, but that's not reality. Reality is all you have to do is be in that moment, get through that moment, which you always can, and you just get through the next moment, which you can, and you get through the next moment, which you can, and this whole trip, it's just a series of those moments, a series of one foot in front of the other. Even if it's half a mile an hour through the snow, you eventually get through it. So yeah, I think this year proved to me that these skills work, and just keep practicing them and see where it takes me in life. Section is fun. God, all of these are thorn bushes. There's no good way through them. And knowing the CDT, this is probably like the official trail right here. Oh. Yeah, look at that. See, that's trail. So, right through those bushes. Cool. Surprised at how well this section has gone. I remember last year just being so lost because we came through here in the dark, and yeah, because not much trail. You're trying to follow the markers, and I don't know, doing a much better job of navigating this year than last year because it was just wandering around in this desert in the dark. These freaking birds. They just burst out from the bushes when you get close. It's the last morning. I had a hard time sleeping because of wind and the moon. Didn't want to get up today, but it's a little bit more and I'll be done. "10 miles to the border. Monument's right over there somewhere." Man, this be a rough start for northbounders because you just start off and there's like no trail. You're in these washes, there's no water, just like thorn bushes and all sorts of other crap, and that's your exposure to the CDT. So it's definitely not like that all the way through. This last stretch, it just feels like well, put the end here, but nobody put any effort into actually doing anything with it. I mean, what other trail do you just follow a wash? Like, this is not you're just in a wash. This is just where the water comes when it rains, and then otherwise there's some signposts, but there's no trail built between the signposts. You just kind of get to wander around through the desert between the signs and figure it out. But yeah, it's such a stark difference from the PCT and the AT, where it's all such nicely built trail, whereas here it's like, here's the border monument, and then it's up to you to figure out how to get there. So Mexico behind me, 7 miles to the border, all downhill. Right over there. Here it is. I am done. Monument. Go ahead and walk to Mexico. This little beat up fence right here is Mexico. And my arm is in Mexico. Did it. Done. pretty surreal feeling. Not the finish that I was expecting, because Marvel is supposed to meet me out here, but the ride she's with, I guess they took the wrong road, so they gotta go all the way back and then come out on the right route, which is like hour and a half, 2 hour drive by itself. So I'm just gonna start walking down this dirt road. Nine and a half months. I haven't done the full math yet, but today's December 2nd. Started at Springer on February 16th. Yeah, Georgia to Maine, Mexico to Canada on the PCT, Canada back down to Mexico, and this is it. This is the end. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just still trying to, like, my brain's just problem solving now, because you gotta figure out how to get back, gotta figure out water, figure out, like, yeah, it's just not what I was expecting to come here to. It's nobody's fault, but it still feels, yeah, I don't know, like anticlimactic, like disappointing, like, you know, that I was gonna get to celebrate here with Marvel, and it would be like a big exciting finish, but instead I'm here alone. Sun's gonna set, so I gotta start walking. I gotta find water. Gotta figure out how much food I have left. I need to eat some, because I haven't been eating, because I, you know, gotta get here and finish and eat. I think the important thing is to, like, not throw a little pity party right now. I think that's what I want to do, is just like blame life and feel sad. Like, this is, you know, 9.5 month journey, and it ends in such a just way that didn't meet my expectations. But that's life, you know. Can't control what happens. So I think that's what I'm going through right now, just processing these feelings of, like, I think I'm just annoyed, frustrated. Like, you walk all this way and do all this, and I guess I feel like I'm owed, like, a great ending, which I'm not owed shit. So, you know, reality is reality. I got to deal with it and just move forward. Like, what am I gonna do? Sitting here feeling sorry for myself is not gonna help the situation. So yeah, but it is like, it's not how I thought this was going to end. And Like you just, I'm gonna go through my pack, take my shoes off, dump the sand out. Yeah, I don't know. Just have to process it and get over it. The fact that I got to do this whole journey this year, pretty amazing. And all these experiences, all the people, all the beautiful sights. Really, who cares how it ends? It's not about, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. So, get some food, dump sand out of my shoes, and drive on. Get all that dirt. Walking back on this road now. I'm not going to bother the trail because it's a real pain in the ass. And hopefully, at some point on this road, we'll get picked up. Oh, this is cool though. So that monument is called the Crazy Cook Monument because here may Crazy Cook murdered Harold, Inc., I-N-C-O-L-D, blood with Mark something, but anyway, yeah, this is 1865, killed here. Frank Evans killed here May 1907 by Crazy Cook murder. And I don't know what the rest of that says, but it's an interesting little piece of history. The big lesson here is that expectations can completely color your perception of reality, because this isn't that bad. You just have to walk, a little bit more. Nothing more than I've done. I don't have to walk all the way back, like 30 miles to the road. That's what some people have to do. They don't have a ride lined up out here. They gotta walk all the way back out to the highway. It's like backtracking 30 miles, so a full day. I don't have to do that. Yeah, it just feels like I got robbed of a really special moment with Marvel, because that was the plan, is to meet her there at the monument, and instead of having a happy celebration at the end, I feel like because of these expectations, the end became this frustrating thing that just like just a lot of negative emotions right now. Like frustration and annoyance, and because we had set up a good plan with the trail angel that had just driven this road a whole bunch and knew the route, and then other plans changed and film crew is gonna come out, so she's gonna ride with them, but I guess nobody bothered to look up how to get out here. and Google Maps did not give the correct route. So yeah, instead of this like happy ending, instead of this like exciting, joy-filled ending, we're gonna have this good memory. Now it's just this like, feels just bad. And just probably doesn't help that I'm hungry and that I'm dehydrated, because I pushed my water for this stretch thinking that, well, there was supposed to be water at the monument too, but I couldn't find any. So I don't know what happened to that cache. So I'm hungry, dehydrated, so I just need to eat some food, drink some water, just walk, clear my head. But it's fine, it's just another piece of the journey. How it ended doesn't at all change what I learned, how I grew, or all the amazing experiences I had along the way. And get over it. You know, it's a beautiful day. Temperatures are perfect. It's going to be a beautiful sunset. I'm healthy. Got nothing to complain about, so it's just something that happens and it'll pass. And not that big of a deal. Thinking about all the people that are working today and stuck in an office, or, you know, have health issues, and how many people would love to have just walked like this 10 miles today. So instead of being upset that I have to walk it back, I can just be grateful that I have the time and the resources and the ability to be out here doing these adventures, seeing these beautiful places, have my health, and I get to be out here in nature still and just enjoy some more time out here walking. It's a nice walk, especially on the road. I'm not trying to follow the trail, so it's not nearly as frustrating. And there should be water up here, so I get water and it'll be all right. So I think what I'm really feeling is just this like I was robbed of that finish. Like, this is the end of 9.5 months of hiking. There's been like 16 or 17 people to ever complete this, and instead of getting to celebrate that at the end, just like filled with all this annoyance and frustration and anger, and like it did all of that, and there's no, like I didn't get to celebrate it at the end. And it's not anybody's fault, it's just how it happened. But I want to blame Like I want to be able to lay blame on people. Because I think that's what I'm feeling. It's like I'm wanting to blame somebody for ruining my finish, but nobody can ruin anything. It's all my own reactions. Like, if I could just rolled with it and like, well, plans change. I'm still finishing the trail. So, yeah, it's not anybody's fault. Just what happened, but that's just what I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling like I've, like this huge thing I've been walking every single day for, suffered so much for, and I didn't get to celebrate it. And that is just a huge letdown. Look how beautiful it is. You know, I would have missed all this. So, silver lining. Oh yeah, last year, Slider, Dine and Dash, Ramen King, Chili Mac, Delta. There's a whole gang of them. They got stuck out here for like a day because their rides had so many car problems. Sidewalls of tires punctured and cars bottoming out and just huge problems, and they all rode out with us because we finished a day after them. So yeah, I was just reminded of that going by this intersection. Saw them all here, like, what are you guys still doing here? So a little bit of perspective. At least I didn't have to, or hopefully I don't have to spend an extra night out here like they did. There's supposed to be water here. Hopefully there is, otherwise I am fucked. Now I'm actually pissed off. It's supposed to be water cache at the border. It's supposed to be water cache at that road right there. And there were people commenting like the 27th, 28th of November, talking about how there's 12 gallons left. And there's just nothing. Like no caches at all. So now I've been without water for 2.5 hours. Just like the fucking icing top of all of this shit. I can't just stop because who the fuck knows if anyone's gonna show up. At least this night, I guess. Because if I just stop and set up camp, like I'll just be in a much shittier spot if it turns out that, I don't know, they blow a tire or still can't figure out how to get out here. So can't just sit here with no water, hope that I get picked up. That's not the correct decision. It's just to keep fucking walking. And then minimum it's gonna be like 15 miles on this road before I go back to the last water cache box. You know, what I'm feeling now is a reflection of how I felt for most of my life now, since being adopted from China. It just feels like I can't depend on anybody, that I can only rely on myself, feeling like abandoned, and yeah, that's how I feel. Like I can't rely on anyone but myself. Because essentially given away when I was 8 years old from China to everybody that I knew. Had to figure it out on my own. And it's like this feeling like, of course, this is how it ends. Because that's how it always fucking is. Just on my own and figure it out. Pretty interesting, the Mexican side. It's like lots going on. American side, nothing. So that's the last water cache. Took the red line down here to the border, road walked down here, up here. I'm gonna just keep walking this road. That's how you get, so that highway cars can take this line around and down. So I don't know how much of this I'm gonna have to walk. If I have to walk the whole thing, it's like 30 miles, but this is the next water, so it's like 6 more miles. I ran out of water around here, so walk there, there, here, here, no water. Here we are. Looks like I get a ride.
Congratulations.